I've recently had a few clients who were sharing with me that they've been feeling very anxious. Anxious about future business, anxious about their clients, anxious about people re-signing, just genuinely feeling incredibly anxious about business and life in general. So I wanted to be able to share with you some 3 fast ways that I have found has really helped myself, my clients, and those who I know that really struggle with anxiousness. So the first thing is about meaning. It's about mastering meaning in your life. Now, the reason why I say this, as very often when we're anxious, what we're doing is we're giving something a negative meaning that causes us to experience certain emotions and feel a certain way. So as an example, let's say you have a client that you really want to re-sign and they don't re-sign. The meaning that we could give it if we're feeling anxious, perhaps that you're giving it at the moment, is, damn, I've missed out on all this money. Where's this money going to come from? I can't believe they didn't do that. We give it a negative meaning, as opposed to saying, hey, look, I did a great job. This client doesn't need me anymore. That's fantastic. Thank God I'm so good at what I do. They don't need me, right? So being able to actually change the meaning that you give something is really important, especially if you're someone that struggles emotionally and you often get worked up. Remember that the meaning is the prerequisite to the emotion. You'll often experience the emotion, you won't be conscious of the meaning, but if you can think about what meaning did I give that event, it then gives you the control to overcome being as anxious about it moving forward. Right, the next thing is you've got to focus on actually being present. When we're feeling anxious, what we're really doing is focusing most likely on the future. Right? When we're feeling depressed, very often we look at the past. And when we're anxious, it's about something in the future that's going to happen at some point, right? Now, one of the best ways to combat that and actually become present is through questions. So one of the best questions that I say to my clients is to think about the opposite of what takes you down the downward spiral. And this is what I call the success cycle question. So let's say someone goes down with like a downward spiral of, what happens if I don't get any clients? I won't be able to pay rent. I won't be able to do this. I'm going to feel like a failure. I'm going to go like this. And then they basically go down this downward spiral. Now, we need to think of a question that allows them to actually be present and enjoy the moment. So an example there could be, how can I be present and enjoy this moment right now? Now, suddenly what that does is it redirects our mind. We start to focus on something completely different. And that then enables us to move out of what could have been a downward spiral for maybe minutes, hours, days that go by, feeling really shitty, but instead actually shifting immediately in a new direction. That is game changing. Make sure to focus on being present. Now, the last thing is about trading your expectations for appreciation. Now, the reason why this is such an important point is very often I see people that are incredibly anxious are those that are perfectionists, are those that put a lot of pressure on themselves in order to obtain a certain result. And the challenge nowadays is that we're in a world of instant gratification. Now, what that means is that we're constantly getting things so quickly that we expect our business results to be the same. We expect the results that we generate our clients to be the same. When the truth is we have to lay a strong foundation from which to move forward. We need to appreciate where we are and not just put loads of pressure on ourselves to be even further. So if you can actually think about where am I creating expectations in my life, and instead trade them for the appreciation of where you are, it'll be game changing to help you move forward. If you're struggling with anxiousness in any way, do reach out. I can share some more tips with you, and I hope that you can move forward in a more aligned way where you're not as stressed out.